welcome to Letcher County Central High School. It's a out of region and out of district matchup tonight between the Letcher County Central Cougars and the Lady Pirates of Belfry. I'm Anthony Bersalia, joined alongside Mark Young. And Mark, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, brother. Great.
And tell us a little bit about this Belfry Lady Pirates team, Mark.
Well, they're always a pretty strong program. Right now, they've got a record of 7-5 coming into tonight. One of the things that I noticed when they were warming up was how focused they appeared to be. They had two different groups out there, and then they just rotated through nicely. So they seem like they're ready here, and we've played them several times over the past, and every game it's always been nip and tuck, back and forth. One of the things that I really expect to see tonight is strong batting from both teams. Both teams come to the plate. They're pretty aggressive from what I can gather. We have a lot of players. Myra Bevins on the Lady Pirates is actually carrying a 6'11" batting average right now, which is unheard of at this level. The pitcher for today, Molly Fawn, she's got a 5'14" batting average, so they got some really good sticks, but they're going to have to hit the ball hard because right now when we look out in center field, the flag's not waving at all. He's just hanging there limp.
Step out on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
Not everybody likes being locked into a contract. That's why at Appalachian Wireless, they offer you advance pay. No contracts, no credit checks. And right now, get $50 off prepaid devices and get 10% off handset accessories. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or a retail store to find out more about advance pay. Keeping you connected on the region's best service. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
And we are ready for the first pitch here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Dameron will be the ref out in the field tonight, and Larry Maggard will be behind the plate. That's Greg Dameron out there. And don't see him a lot during basketball, always see him during softball. You look at the Lady Pirates here tonight, of course, you know, the end of last year was a little rough for them, and at the beginning of this year, losing coach Philip Haywood, a great legacy in him, and Pond Creek Nation will always remember him. Ryan Chapman, is your head coach. Belfry's out of the 15th region in the 60th district. And, of course, they started off the season with back-to-back 15th region wins against Phelps and Shelby Valley, 15-0, 16-7. They defeated lost to Wolf County on the road. Boy, that was a trip. 7-6. That game went 8 innings. They beat Mingo Central out of Matewan, West Virginia, 13-0. Shout out to my good buddy David Jones over there. But then lost to Hurricane. A lot of people think it's Hurricane, but it's Hurricane, West Virginia, 10-2 at the Goldmart Ballpark. They lost to Logan, West Virginia in a close one, 3-2. They beat St. Albans out of St. Albans, West Virginia, 4-3. They defeated Pikeview out of Princeton, West Virginia, 8-0. Defeated Tulsa out of Fort Gray, West Virginia, 10-0. But then came back on April the 8th and played Pikeville on the road, losing that one 2-1 there at the Hambley Complex. And then that's where the baseball team plays. I can't remember if the softball team plays there. Chapmanville, West Virginia, lost to them 5-1. So went on a 2-game losing streak, but then got Mingo Central back 10-0. So that gives you Belfry's season so far. And Mark, your thoughts on their season so far?
I mean, like I said, early in the season they always schedule a lot of tough teams, and most coaches do to get their players to realize what they need to work on, their weaknesses, and become a better ball club by playing better competition. So right now they're in the meat of the season for both teams, and you're going to start seeing the cream rise to the top. So this will be a great matchup. Both teams are playing really well right now, so should be a good one.
7-5 Belfry on the season. The Lady Cougars 9-10. 19 games. You look at their schedule. Lost a tough one to Hazard here at home, 10-6 to open up the season, and then lost to Eastside Virginia out of Coburn, 7-2. Beat Harlan 13-8 for their first win of the season, but then had losses against Johnson Central, Madison Central, and Eastside out of Coburn, Virginia, again, and then beat Pikeville here at home 13-3 to make them 2-5. Beat Knott Central 9-7. And then Union out of Big Stone Gap High School beat them twice. And then Butler out of Vanilla, Ohio, lost to Light Park and Parkersburg South. That lost to Independence out of Coal City, West Virginia, 13-6. And lost to Bowling Green, Ohio, 12-4. East Carter as well too, 4-0. Of course, they played before East Carter all those games at the East Carter was at the Cal Ripken Experience. And then, of course, also defeating Knott Central. We saw that game a week ago tonight, Mark Young, or no, 8 days ago, I'm sorry. A week ago was the Central game. But had 9 runs there in the bottom of the 6th to win that 12-6. Had a tough one against Y Central, 14-1. The JV bounced back that night and won 6-5. But then the other night, the Lady Cougars defeated Breathitt County 14-0. So it puts them at 9-10. Of course, this is the tournament here going on, and here in the Eastern Kentucky tonight for the softball team, Jay Perkins, and here back tonight. And Mark, get a little bit of an overcast, but looking forward, as you said, to a good game here tonight. I think I mean, it's cliche to say this in a lot of games, but I think pitching and defense is going to determine who walks out of here with the winner. As the winner.
Absolutely. I'd say when we look at the scoreboard at the end of the night, the team with the fewest errors will come out on top.
And that's something Coach Jay Perkins, to your point, has talked about this season, having those situations of errors, and the Lady Cougars calmed them down a little bit against Belfry the other night. Myra Bevins, number 4, up to bat for Belfry. First bat that she will be taking on against Scarlett Stamper here in the swing and a miss. Myra Bevins is a senior. She's been at bat 36. This is her 37th time. She has 23 runs, 22 hits, 6 RBIs, and has a batting average of .611 and has 1 home run to go with that mark on the season.
Yeah, she's a slap hitter, kind of reminds us of what Pavlik does for the Cougars, and she's got some speed, so should be interesting if she puts the ball in play.
0-2 the count. Stamper with her 3rd pitch of the game. Popped it up. That's going to drop and into Pavlik's hand, and 1 up, 1 down. What you needed if you're the Lady Cougars. Scarlett didn't have to send Bevins or send her too much, 3 pitches, and you'd love to see all of them be that way, Mark, but what a great play there defensively by the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, that's actually a harder play than you realize because the ball's tailing away from Pavlik. She had to pick up the speed to catch up with it there. Nice catch.
Number 20, Alara Atkins up to bat for the Lady Pirates. She is a sophomore, first pitch. It's a strike 0-1. When you look at Atkins on the year, this is her 35th at-bat, 13 runs, 16 hits, 19 RBIs. As the next pitch coming up here is going to be outside of ball, 1-1 your count. She has 2 home runs on the season and is batting .471 on the year.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty active here. Like I said, they're real aggressive so far at the plate. They're anything in there hitting, they're swinging at it.
Patience there here by Bevins Atkins faces a 2-1 count now, 1 out. Stamper's 6th pitch of the game. Wind up. That's going to be outside, 3-1 to count now, Mark.
So she's going to have to sit back and wait on her pitch now because Stamper's got to come to her.
Stamper taking her time from the circle. Going to wind it up, throw it. Popped in the left field. Letcher Central back there and out. That's 2 outs there. Bentley on the catch. 8 pitches, Mark Young, already for Scarlett Stamper in this quarter. Or, excuse me, I'm thinking we've called her in basketball so much, but in this inning. And now she's going to be facing none other than Molly. You told me that name earlier. Yes, Fahm. Molly Fahm, excuse me. She wears number 2.
I hope we're pronouncing it correct.
I believe we are. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 to count. 9 pitches now for Miss Stamper. Yeah, Fahm is correct. Next pitch, that is going to be a strike, 1-1 to count. 10th pitch, and you look at Fahm this season, a sophomore. This is her 38th at-bat, 10 runs, 19 hits, 11 RBIs, and a batting average of .514. It's going to be a 2-2 count now. It's Fahm this season, Mark, at the plate. He's only struck out 5 times in 12 games.
And one of the things we've witnessed before, if you're used to a faster pitcher or a slower pitcher getting adjusted to the speed, it's tough sometimes.
1-2 your count. Here's the pitch just outside. 2-2 your count now. Pond Creek brought a good crowd here tonight for the travel down, 119 to 23.
I honestly believe if they played Humble Peg at Belfry, they would draw a crowd.
Next pitch didn't go for it. Full count just on the outside, 3-2. Full count for Stamper coming up. I'm sorry, check that arm. Looks back over to the dugout. Here we go. Pitch, Stamper, got her, strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Scarlett Stamper. She had 14 pitches in that opening inning. We will be back on Bluegrass Sports Nation. No score just yet.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
And we go to the bottom of the second. Scarlet Stamper will be up. Thanks for joining us here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Try to update this scoreboard here for you. Stamper faced or did 14 pitches back in that opening inning, and here comes the first pitch. Oh, low and a ball, 1-0 the count.
She's got some heat behind her, though. I mean, that was a good foul.
That was. I was amazed at the speed of that pitch there.
Be interesting to see how the Cougars do with that.
Mark, you saw that because I was listening to you. What was the call there?
Yeah, when she pitched, it hit her knees.
2-0 the count here.
And that really hurts too.
We saw Lady Cougar get hit a few weeks ago here. Somebody in one of the games. Yes, it was. Breathitt County had that happen the other night on the 2-0 pitch. Stamper's going to foul it to the left, so it'll be a 2-1 count, excuse me.
Yeah, Stamper's a little late on that. That gives you an idea of how fast she's pitching right now. But one of the things we saw in the Knox County game, when they changed pitchers and got someone that threw it harder, the Cougars' bats came alive.
Stamper this season, 13 RBIs. Been at bat. This is the 64th time, 15 runs, and now give her 22 hits on the season, and she is going to be safe. And so Letcher Central huge to get Scarlet Stamper on the base there, Mark Young.
Yeah, I mean, she had a nice hit over there, but to give you an idea of how well disciplined this Lady Pirates team is, the right fielder came up throwing behind the runner at first, and that, I mean, almost caught her napping there.
Stamper was batting .333 on the year. Emma Pavlik up the bat for the Lady Cougars. Pavlik this season, the senior, 63rd at bat, 13 runs, 17 hits, 8 RBIs, batting .293. Has only struck out one time at the plate. And it's going to be popped up, fouled back, just barely. It'll be 0-1 the count.
After watching the catcher for the Lady Pirates warm up, I'm kind of interested to see if Coach Perkins is going to test her arm and trying to steal base, because she looked pretty impressive in warm-ups.
Nice hit up the second. Stamper will be safe, and Pavlik will be as well, too. So Letcher Central, 2 hits there, no error, and they're on the board here, getting with runners on first and second. And so there you go, Mark. And now Katie Combs coming up the bat for the Lady Cougars on the year. Momentum builder here earlier for Coach Perkins. Combs this year, the junior. This is her 59th at bat, 11 runs, 17 hits, 8 RBIs, and batting .293. Here comes the next pitch. They say ball, 1-0 the count. Yeah, it's going to be a strike. My apologies. So make that 0-1 the count.
And, you know, one thing about Combs we've seen in the past, she's going to be aggressive, and she's got good speed, too. So it'll be interesting to see the corners are playing good.
Pitch. Runners will stay. And they're going to say 1-1 the count.
Yeah, shortstop rotated over to third very well, and second was covered. So both backs were covered when she squared, and both corners were charging. So
here's the pitch. It's going to be high. Make it 2-1.
again, the Cougars this year are so show patience at the plate, but when the pitch is in there, they've been pretty aggressive with the bats.
Here's the next pitch. It's going to make it 3-1 now. The count.
Bring it to 3-1. You turn the Letcher trip.
So Letcher Central with no outs, a 3-1 count facing Combs. Could get two people here or get bases loaded if it's a ball here. We'll see what the pitch comes. Combs goes for it. It's foul. It goes to a full count.
Yeah, she fouled it and then hit it again with her bat, so that's a dead ball. But it is a full count, as you said.
Comes the next pitch. Mead up to pitch here. Popped up in the air. Catcher calling for it, and that will be 1 out on Letcher County Central off the pop up. So the first out for the Lady Cougars.
Nice play by the catcher, because that was way up there. She had traveled a long way and tracked that ball.
It was made by Atkins there, I believe. Can't see the number fully, but yes, it was Miss Atkins, Laura Atkins. So now Kelsey Bentley up to bat now for the Lady Cougars.
Nice change up, just
1-0 the count. Letcher Central don't want to leave any runners here on base. If the inning changes, Bentley faces another pitch. Strike, 1-1 your count.
there is such a huge difference between that changeup, the pitch before that, and that fastball right through the middle.
This is the 61st at bat for Bentley. 8 runs, 20 hits, 19 RBIs, batting 333 on the year. 1-1 your count.
1-1 is high.
It's going to be 2-1 now.
2-1. Runners on first and second.
There's still absolutely no wind blowing. The flag's not moving at all out in center field, so if you hit it, it's just what you do with it yourself. You're not going to get any help.
Next pitch rolling. On the inside, just out, makes it 3-1 your count now.
So she's down 3-1 just like it would Combs, so see if she can battle back here or if Bentley can make something out of this.
Next pitch for Bentley, pops it up and out of play. It'll make it 3-2 as it sails over the Belfry dugout there. So now full count, Mark. What are you doing here if you're Bentley?
Anything in there closer, you're putting a bat on it or trying to. And the control that this pitcher's demonstrating, she's going to put something over their plate. So it's just going to be a battle of wheels at this point.
Did she go for it? No, and it's going to be bases loaded for the Lady Cougars. And so cooking in business here. And you got that when you have none other than Miss Sarah Richardson coming up to, coming up to bat.
The OG of tough at-bats.
And Atkins going out there to give Meade some encouragement. Anything can happen, a double play, or the Cougars could hit a grand slam, you never know, or get 2 runners in. And on the season here, Richardson, this is her 51st at-bat, 14 runs, 10 hits, 8 RBIs, batting 200 on the year. First pitch, ball inside 1-0.
More than likely, Richardson's going to take it until they throw her a strike. And then she's probably going to try to take it to right field.
2 hits for the Lady Cougars. No errors in the game so far. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. High. Oh, they say strike, so make that 1-1.
1-0 pitch, right at the top of the zone, out for a strike, give it up, count 1-1.
Richardson's ready now.
On the 1-1.
Long comes to the plate. Richardson
Make it 2-1.
Ball is high and out.
Close there, and now that wind's starting to blow, Mark.
Yeah, but it's blowing right back towards home plate. That's not beneficial to Richardson.
Here in the bottom of the first, they got them loaded with 1 out.
Here we go on the 2-1.
Here's a delivery.
Pitch popped up out of play. It's going to be 2-2 your count. with one out.
She's way out in front of that. She hit that towards my vehicle, and I'm not parked near the library.
She done that the other night. Yeah, she put about 15 over there. She's got a quick bat. I'm done.
2-2 the count here.
Counts to
20th pitch getting ready to come up from Meade. Pops it up. Right fielder calling for it and gets it. Holds on to it, but Letcher's going to score a run anyway. Scarlett Stamper scores to make it 1-0. Pavlik advances to third, so heads up play there for Scarlett Stamper to take advantage of it and get Letcher Central on the board. Huge if you're the Lady Cougars, even after the out.
Yeah, you know, that was a great play to make that put out, but in turn, you sacrificed the run.
It was a great catch, but you just about beat there off letting it go fast. Well, I understand your thinking, but I'm old school.
My apologies, updating the stats here and looking at everything. And up to bat will be Anna Hatton for the Lady Cougars, the junior. She faces the first pitch, popped up and out of play. That'll be 0-1 the count. Go ahead, Mark, with what you were going to say.
I didn't know if you had saw
Yeah,
who was
man,
up
I
there.
had
I was
seen it.
going to tell you that
Looked
Mighty
it.
Mouse was at the plate.
57th at bat for Anna Hatton this season. 16 runs, 17 hits, 7 RBIs, and batting .304. 0-1 the count. It's going to be a strike, make that 0-2.
Yeah, but he's consistent. He is. Those pitches.
So she's coming straight at her. Make her put it in play.
0-2 count, 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
0-2 the count. Runners on third and first, and they got Hatton swinging, so that's going to be a strikeout for the Lady Pirates. But before that happened, Lady Cougars get on the board by Scarlett Stamper and make it 1-0. We'll be back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
1-0 as the Lady Cougars go to the top of the first to lead it. I hear nothing but a good time by Poison over the PA. Mark, some people know this, some people don't, but what the heck. I do independent professional wrestling ring announcing for Wildfire Championship Wrestling, and this is the theme that Ricky Morton's son, Kerry Morton, future NWA Hall of Famer and legend, uses for his theme. So that's now engraved in my mind when I think of that. I don't know how much you know of him, but I know you know of his father. And but anyway, just good to see the music going here at Letcher Central, and they're with the 1-0 lead, and this is going to be really interesting to see, Mark, what happens here as coming up to bat will be Michaela Meade, the pitcher.
And she's batting in the floor slot, so evidently she's got a pretty good bat.
High pitch, that's 1-0. That was just Stamper's 15th pitch of the game, by the way, Mark.
Meade's only carrying a 222 batting average.
It's going to be a strike. 1-1 the count.
Pitch on the outside corner, even the count. Oh, I hear you.
Michaela Meade, my apologies, the junior. This is her 37th at-bat, 8 hits, 8 runs, 8 RBIs, batting .222 on the season. That's going to be a 2-1 count now for the Lady Pirates.
Stanford hasn't wasted a whole lot of pitches thus far, so.
Comes the pitch, right over the shortstop Cook, and that's going to give Belfry's Meade a hit. And now all of a sudden they've got one on, and that's their first hit of the game, Mark Young. And now coming up the bat for the Lady Pirates will be none other than Baylor Hall.
They got the first runner on with the first hit, no outs, so they're looking to get something going this second inning and try to even the score.
Baylor Hall, the freshman, this is her 38th at-bat, 7 runs. First pitch is a strike, 14 hits, 8 RBIs on the year, and batting .378.
Snapper delivers the first pitch, Colin strike. Ball stands in.
Didn't go for it there, so we'll make it 1-1.
Gonna be called a foul. Evens count it. 1-1.
Again, those off-speed pitches are awesome, but if you can get them across the plate when they pull back like that and they can still get a strike, it's unbelievable.
Strike right down the middle, Stamper.
If she can stay right there, then we'll.
Scarlett just come by and blew that and passed it.
1-2 your count. Stamper looking for her second strikeout of the game.
Rocks comes to the plate.
Outside 2-2.
Just about an inch difference in the prior pitch.
Barely missed on the corner there. I mean, that was a good pitch.
It was.
It was a nice looking pitch. Yeah.
1-0 your score. Letcher Central join the lead here. Oh, she got her strike out right there. And now that's 1 out on the Lady Pirates. So Mark, huge there for Scarlett Stamper to get that after the hit. And now up to bat for the Lady Pirates here. We got Miss Justice up to bat. And she is McKenna Justice, the senior. She bunts it here, and Stamper will throw it to first and get Justice out. Good play there, but still Belfry gets the runner to move to second mark.
Yeah, she did her job. She advanced the runner to scoring position on a base hit.
And now Maddie Bevins up the bat for the Lady Pirates. Bevins this season, the junior, 35th at bat here, 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 RBIs, and batting a 206. When I say strike on the first one, 0-1 the count.
I think there's 3 in the lineup.
Tying Grunt at second. Stamper looking to get out the inning here. Next pitch, that's outside. It's going to go in low. 1-1 your count.
Bevins at the plate's looking to get a base knock here and try to tie this game up, because I'm sure they're going to give me the green light if it gets out of the infield.
Man, Bevins hitting 182 in here.
And that's going to be foul, so it'll make it 1-2 the count, excuse me. 2 outs.
Coach did a good job stopping the ball there.
It's going to be a good opportunity. I do too. It is.
No errors so far. Only 3 total hits and 1 run here in the top of the second.
1-2.
Outside, 2-2 your count.
You know, if they won't get the weather correct, they'll give you a.
Again, that was one of those changeups that's just barely missing. When she gets that across the plate, and she's going to be so effective.
Oh, she poked her hand again.
Stamper, here we go. Outside, full count.
She's staying on that outside corner.
She just got to come back and get it right here.
She just missed with that.
Full count, 2 outs. Top second, Letcher Central up 1-0 with runner on second for Belfry, the Belfry Lady Pirates. Here comes the pitch. Pops up. Glad we got that fence, Mark.
Yeah, without the net.
Or the net, I mean.
You
Said
may
the
have been
fence.
wearing that ball because it was right towards you.
Well, I looked at it clear enough and was watching it. I would have had time to grab that one. Not the one last week, but that one, I'd had a good chance at it. Well, the window's closed, so I don't know. That's high. It's going to be a walk. So now batters will be on first and second for Belfry. And up to bat now will be Abby Vipperman. Wonder if she's related to the guy that Vipperman Stadium up there in Belfry. That's a great historic stadium if you ever go by it there. First pitch is a strike. So 0-1 the count. Did you ever see a game there, Mark? I saw one game there in my life.
I actually have. And I would almost be willing to make a bet that she's probably some relation. That's not a name you hear every day.
That is true. Outside will be 1-1 your count. Historic Vipperman Stadium. Abby Vipperman, the junior. This is her 35th at bat. 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 RBIs, batting 206 on the year. On the 1-1, swing and miss. Makes it 1-2 the count now.
That was a great pitch right there. She kind of pulled the string right a little bit, changed the speed up.
Brings the count to 1-2.
Here we go. Here's the pitch to Vipperman. Low, that's a ball, 2-2 your count now.
Again, she's just barely missing on that outside edge.
Unofficially, I have Stamper now. This will be her 27th pitch of the game on the 2-2.
That's a good miss for a pitcher when you're ahead of the count.
Struck her out, and another strikeout for Scarlett Stamper. Give her 3 in this ball game. So we have played an inning and a half. Belfry leads runners on. We'll be back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Not everybody likes being locked into a contract. That's why at Appalachian Wireless, they offer you advance pay. No contracts, no credit checks. And right now, get $50 off prepaid devices and get 10% off handset accessories. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or a retail store to find out more about advance pay. Keeping you connected on the region's best service. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
1-0 as we go to the bottom second. It will be Kaylee Bentley up to bat for the Lady Cougars, and mark down Kaylee Bentley this season so far. This is her 56th at bat, 8 hits, 12 runs, 7 RBIs, and a .218 batting average. And she's going to crush it right to the right field in the center, and she's going to get a double off of that. And what a big momentum booster there for the Lady Cougars, Mark. Huge play.
Yeah, that was a nice gapper. I mean, stand-up double and almost on any field that you're playing on. They kind of had her a little bit shallow, and she just ripped it.
Amira Cook up for the Lady Cougars to bat now. Cook having a good year this year as a 7th grader, 23rd at bat here, 5 runs, 7 hits, 3 RBIs, and batting .318. 1-0 the count. Actually, did they switch it back? Did you see that, Mark? I thought it was 1-0 count. Looked up at the scoreboard and saw that. So, hold the phone. They changed it to a strike.
Yeah, she didn't pull her back, and that's one of the things young players need to realize. If they square up and don't pull it back, it counts as a swing. And
Cook
she hit
hits it great. Drops it in between the shortstop and right field. Now, the Lady Cougars with runners on 3rd and 1st. And that's the 4th hit for Letcher Central in this game.
This may be a good opportunity for Coach Perkins to see what they're going to do. Like I said, they got a good arm behind home plate. If they send Cook, and do they try to score another run if they make the play in second? Or will they give it to them 3?
Number 11, Addison Collier up to bat. No outs for the Lady Cougars. And here we go. The pitch popped up out of play, 0-1 the count. And we want to look at Collier's stats here this season so far. 57th at-bats, 7 runs, 12 hits, 8 RBIs as well, too, on the year. And has struck out 6 times, but is batting .214.
Cook was gone on that pitch. If she hadn't fouled it out.
Goes for a bunt. That's fair. Can Collier make it? Oh, Bentley barely makes it back. But Letcher Central with bases loaded now. Wow. They're cooking here, Mark, with no outs here in the bottom of the second with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you got bases loaded and coming back to the top of the lineup with Stamper. This is situations that you dream of as a coach.
Here we go. Stamper 1 of 1 tonight. Got the run for the Cougars too back in that bottom of the first. Took advantage off the pop-up foul and went home. Outside 1-0 the count.
Yeah. Offensive right here, she can really, really help herself as the pitcher.
Win the count. Here's the pitch, high, and they're going to say strike, 1-0 to the count now.
I mean, that changeup is wicked. Just a little high on it, but man, the speed difference between her fastball and her changeup is so phenomenal.
Going to be low and to the left, make that a 1-2 count.
Stamper's just going to wait on her pitch. If they walk her, then it's a run. So she knows that the pitcher Fawn's going to have to pitch to her.
Here we go. Oh, got her on the outside, swing and a miss. And that'll be the first out for the Lady Cougars, but they keep bases loaded. And it's going to be Emma Pavlik, 1 of 1 tonight for Pavlik. See if she can get the Lady Cougars more runs in. You don't want to leave them stranded right now, Mark, when you didn't have any outs.
Oh, absolutely not, but that's a big strikeout for Fawn. I mean, bases loaded, no one out.
You're right, Belfry switched up pitchers there. Popped up. And that hit that's right in the dead center here.
Thank goodness.
0-1 the count.
Well, their outfield's shallow. Yeah, you get this down the line, though.
Pavlik 1 of 1 tonight, looking to make it 2 of 2 and to bring some runners home. Popped up foul over to third base and out. 0-2 the count now.
They were all kind of shading her a little bit, and I think had that stayed fair,
Oh, it would have been huge.
it'd been huge.
Maybe definitely 2, but possibly 2, maybe 3 runs if it had rolled over to the nets and everything, or towards the pit, the dugout. Here we go on the 0-2. Ball, 1-2 your count.
Now they're playing her real shallow in the outfield, trying to hold that runner at third. So if she's able to hit anything with any length at all,
Foul.
she can run for days.
Pavlik stays alive at the in the batter's box. Count stays 1-2. Thank you for joining us throughout our streaming services tonight, online, and enjoying the game. 1-2 your count.
Here's a 1-2.
Oh, 2-2. That was close, Mark.
Yeah, it hung just a little high. Pavlik turned around and looked at the umpire. I'm not even sure she was convinced that he was going to call it a ball.
Here we go on the 2-2. Full count now. Wow. So kind of like what you're talking about with Scarlett Stamper wanting that full count earlier. Pavlik now has one. We'll see what happens, Mark. It's foul tipped alive. Pavlik still facing that full count on the 3-2, 1 out. Here we go. Pavlik waiting, impatient. Wait for it. Caught her. Now it's back-to-back strikeouts for the Lady Pirates. And now Letcher Central having a chance to get bases loaded. They've been here for a little bit. And now you're going to have Katie Combs up, who's 0 of 1 tonight, Mark. Letcher Central not needing to lead these players on base. Big hit out in the rider center would be huge for the Lady Cougars. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, when you got bases loaded, no outs, you expect to at least get one run.
Popped up, and could this be out? It is a grand slam. It hit the yellow on the top, and Katie Combs will bring in 4 runs. Wow. That just hit the top of it right in the dead center field. Have a fan pick up the souvenir there. That's going to be one Katie remembers for a lifetime, Mark.
Oh, absolutely. You don't get that many opportunities, especially with 2 outs in a game like this. So, great hit, and they sure didn't expect it because they were playing her shallow to try to keep the ball in front of them, and she just ripped it. And she got all of that because the flag is completely limp, not moving at all.
And if you look, you were talking about the wind. If there might have been a breeze, that might have not happened. It just sailed and hit the top. Grand slam Combs. Wow. And now after that, and the whole team came out, Kelsey Bentley up to bat for the Lady Cougars. First pitch, ball, 1-0 to count. That was amazing, Mark.
Yeah, that was a shot.
On the 1-0. Make that 2-0 now the count.
That's a great way to come back after having 2 Ks back-to-back there to get all of them off the plate.
Strike. Make it 2-1.
Taken for a strike. Counts 2-1. 4 RBIs.
Wow.
That got a long
Here we go.
she has 7 on the
On
year.
the pitch.
No, I'm wrong.
2-2 now as it pops backwards.
Trying to find Richardson on the. She got 8 RBIs. She has 12 now.
5-0 the score here in the bottom of the second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she still got 8. That's you're right.
Inside full count.
Again, that changeup is just got everybody
We have a full count.
dazed looking at it. You've just not been able to get across the plate yet.
Kelsey Bentley was walked the first time to base.
Yeah.
Here we go on the full count, 3-2. Popped up and an out, but Belfry does get 3 outs. Letcher Central gets all 4 in after getting 2 outs after having 0. Katie Combs hits the grand slam. Going in the top of the third, the Lady Cougars will lead it 5-0. Back shortly on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
Going to the top of the third. Letcher County Central now leading it 5-0 after a Katie Combs grand slam. Amazing Mark Young, just the pitch was there and she took advantage of it. I know it's 5-0, but as you and I have seen, anything can happen in the game of softball. You could be up 5-0, or as we saw last week, you could be down and 9 straight runs be scored. So after trailing 6-3. So we'll see what the Lady Cougars can do here defensively. But I'm sure Belfry is going to respond as Lexi Bevins is up the bat. She wears number 33 for the Lady Pirates.
This is the third Bevins in this lineup to come to the plate.
And then that first pitch is a ball, 1-0 your count. Second pitch, ball, 2-0 your count.
Amper's just got to settle down and get it across the plate and make them put it in play.
Next pitch for Stamper. We'll say strike, 2-1 the count.
That's just what she did.
Lexi Bevins this year. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a 3-1 count, I believe. Yep, 3-1 the count now. And as she goes by Alexa, but with Lexi here, as we saw written on the note card here, Mark, she's a senior. This is her 27th at-bat, 6 runs, 2 hits, 1 RBI, and she's going to be walked here, and that will be on the year her 9th walk. She was batting just a little under 100, so 1 on now for the Lady Pirates.
And Lady Pirates are coming back up to the second go round through the lineup.
Popped up out of play. This is going to be out on a foul, or excuse me, stay a foul, and 0 of 1 tonight. Ira Bevins.
Yeah, she popped up the first at bat.
Next pitch, high, 1-1 your count.
She hit the ball well, but she hit it out into center field, and it was tailing away, but Pavlik made a great catch on it.
Shows bunt. That's going to be foul back, so runner will have to go back to first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And you see why she's the leadoff hitter. By the time the umpire could get foul out of his mouth, she was halfway to first. She's got some wheels.
Here we go on the pitch. High. It's 2-2 the count. 5-0. Top of the 3rd. Lady Cougars on top. Here we go. Stamper on the 2-2. Right to Stamper, but she cannot hold on to it. And oh my goodness, wow. The speed there was incredible by Bevins. And she gets on, and you count that an error, Mark?
I don't think I'd count that as an error, because
either.
She knocked the ball down at the circle, and the time she picked it up, because Evans has that good of wheels underneath her. I mean, she was at first in a hurry.
Runners on first and second for the Lady Pirates. First pitch is a ball. Up the bat right now is Alora Atkins, the catcher in this game. Pops it up in play, makes it 1-1 the count. Now right now, Mark, just ask you really quick, not to rip off Top Gun, but it kind of is the danger zone right now, because after that grand slam, Belfry is now starting to build some momentum with 2 on and no outs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the same situation that the Cougars did last inning. They got the bases loaded with no outs. Then they came back with 2 strikeouts and then a grand slam.
That's going to be a hit up the Stamper. We'll get 1 out, but runners move to second and third, but Cougars get the out, and they needed that. But Belfry looking to put some runs in.
Now batting, number 2, Molly Fong.
Molly Fong up to bat. She struck out the first time at bat.
Advanced runners, this is so important if you do that. Well, especially when games still reach, games are.
Here we go on pitch. Strike down the middle. 0-1 the count.
She's got a chance to help her.
Again, thank you for joining us on Bluegrass Sports Nation here tonight. Here comes another one on the 0-1. 1-1. Top of the 3rd. 1-1 the count.
5-14 on the year.
Here's the pitch, popped up and out of place. It'll make it 1-2. Bentley was there, but it hit the net. Couldn't have pulled that one down, but great hustle effort to try. And if that had stayed in, she might have had it just in case. But 1-2 the count now, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, she was obviously trying to hit it to right field there.
2-2 the count now.
First on the swing, so she intentionally tried to go that way with it.
Outside ball pitch there. Would be huge if Stamper could get a strikeout here. Pirates hoping that doesn't happen and can bring in a couple of runs or at least one.
Well, I think a hit to bring in too because you got some good wheels.
That's going to go foul, just barely.
Yeah.
Going to make it 2-2 still.
And both Bevins is pretty quick, but Meyer Bevins had already grounded third by the time it hit the foul territory out there. So, I mean, she's got some wheels.
And not disagreeing with you there, Mark, but if it stays in the field, you know, don't go like some of these hits have gone, don't maybe go past Scarlett. You could get bases loaded, or if it goes a shortstop, like you said, get a run in. But now the full count happens on the 3-2, 1 out. So we'll see what Mom can come up with. Be huge if it's a walk and she gets on base.
Yeah, be deja vu from last inning.
Here's the pitch on the first count, on the full count. Pops it up. This might bring in a run. We'll see. Oh, and it's dropped. This will bring in, well, 1 run, and that will be scoring for the Lady Pirates, Lexi Bevins. Now that leaves runners on the corner, or the edges.
Next up,
I think you got to go with an error on that one for the Lady Cougars. Up to bat now for the Lady Pirates. Michaela Mead.
Yeah, the home scoreboard out there has 2 errors, so that's one of the things we had mentioned earlier about the errors in the pregame.
But instead, they got a run across. That brings up me. She singled her first time.
Well, we kind of had talked about that. Here comes the next pitch. It's going to be a ball. Why they had the 2. Remember, you said that 1, or I would have put it as 2, was not an error.
Well,
So
it's questionable. I mean, when you get a shot hit at you
so
and
we'll
you can knock
make
it
that
down,
correction.
you can knock it down. I'm a little more generous than
And here's the hit. That's going to bring in another run, but 2 outs, though, for the Lady Cougars before Belfry scores and has the runner up on second. And that was scored by none other than Myra Blevins. So she has a run, and it's now 5-2 is your score here. Here's the next pitch. Oh, and that's going to be 3 outs as Baylor Hall could not get it to go, and we have played 2.5. 5-2 your score. Back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
As we go to the bottom of the 3rd, Letcher Central. Well, the 3rd inning has really been the story so far this game outside of the 1 run by the bottom of the 2nd. The top of the 3rd has been the score of the story. If you remember, Mark, the other night against Breathitt County, the first 3 innings, the Lady Cougars had 4 runs in both of those. So they've really, if you think about it, have still been able to score in both of those innings in back-to-back games. Going to look to add one here in the 3rd, but Belfry cuts into a little bit of that lead after the grand slam by Katie Combs, and now they're still back in business, just trailing 5-2. But the Lady Cougars going to look to build on the momentum of what they're doing with Sarah Richardson now up to bat.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, that's one of the things I love about this sport. It's not over till that 3rd out happens, and anything can happen in this game. You just have to keep plugging away and see how it falls.
Pitch pitches come.
Go. Delivers. Check swing, ball on this side. Ball one.
Lady Cougars looking to get back to 500 on the season. Been over 500 one time this season. Belfry looking to continue that, and that's going to be fair, and that's going to get Richardson right on base. She's going to come to second mark and get a double out of this. Excellent play, and now the Lady Cougars got Richardson on second with coming up to bat now will be none other than Anna Hatton, who struck out the first time at bat, going to look to get on base here now.
I mean, that's just a nice shot down the line, and it's an easy send-up double for Richardson.
Struck out looking the first inning. She's really good.
Here we go. Hatton going to show bunt, does, and it's going to stay fair, but Hatton does what she needs to do to get Richardson to third, and now the Lady Cougars can get one of those runs back that they lost to the Lady Pirates there early on in that last inning. And so now there you go, 5-2. Coming up the bat will be Kaylee Bentley, where she's 1 of 1 tonight.
Yeah, she made a nice sacrifice bunt there, but with her speed, she almost let that out.
Here we go. Bentley swing and a miss. 0-1 count.
She didn't cheat herself on the cut there. I mean, she went for it.
Double her first time up. She was looking to get more with that swing. Yeah, I don't think the Bentley's going to be fun. I don't understand playing up that high.
Comes the next pitch on the 0-1.
Runner on third.
Popped up out of play, make that 0-2 over towards the dugout.
A little late on that.
I'm kind of surprised that they're playing so shallow at third base. I know they're trying to hold the runner from scoring, but at the same time, you know, she's not looking to bunt, I don't think.
No. Bomb on the 0-2. It's going to make it 1-2 just outside, nearly hit her. Big break there for the Lady Cougars, keeps Bentley alive.
Yeah, she's backing her off the plate a little bit there. Watch her go back to that outside pitch that she's been throwing, maybe even a changeup.
The pitch. Got her, struck her out. And now Amira Cook, who is 1 of 1 tonight, will come up to bat for the Lady Cougars. Runner on third, Richardson. See what happens here.
Yeah, she just pulled the string on that with her changeup and had her off balance.
You know, we was always taught to, really?
Here we go.
2 out.
Bomb, taking her time. And it's fair. Here comes the run, the throw to first and out. We have played 3, and after 3, Letcher County Central leads Belfry 5-2. We will be back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
So we go to the top of the 4th. Letcher Central leads 1 on the base. Belfry had done that. Seeing Baylor Hall there, who plays for the Lady Pirates. Belfry had left some on back in the 1st. Lady Cougars do there, but right now, even with the Lady Cougars having the 5-2 lead, Belfry responded after trailing 5-0. Mark Young, and might have just slightly a little offensively momentum on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, scoreboard says they only have one hit, but they've managed to get 2 runs out of it. So that's showing that they're still capable of bringing it right back in this game.
Justice up the bat for the Lady Pirates, 0-1 tonight. Here comes the pitch.
Here comes the first pitch.
Ball.
Looked over by everyone really well. Determined it.
You know, now where I'm closer to be able to see these officials with their signals and everything, Mark, I can now watch them and see like, oh, hey, ball or strike. I'm not having to be guessing as too much anymore. Oh, right past Stamper. Going to be fielded by Cook and out. 1 up, 1 down, and the Letcher County Central Lady Cougars definitely needed that on the first outing.
There's a nice 6-3 put out
Next
the
up,
first out.
number 1, Maddie Bevins.
Maddie Bevins now up the bat. She was walked the first time. Myra and Lexi, the 2 Bevins have scored. They'd sure like to make it 3. Here, strike. Oh, on the count. Hold on, let me homage to ER. Strike. You know. Strike again, bringing it. Bringing the heat.
It was just right down the middle.
0-2 the count now. Foul tip stays alive. 0-2 still the count.
When Stamper gets in her groove, you can tell she wants to pick up the pace and go with it because she knows what she's doing, and makes it very interesting.
Here we go on the next pitch. Outside ball, 1-2 your count now.
1 and 2. One out here in the 4th inning. Top of the 4th. Cougars leading.
Stamper's trying to get her chasing outside pitch.
Stamper comes to play.
Ooh, did she go? Nope, they're going to say safe, so make that 2-2. Close.
Yeah, it was.
And we go to the replay.
My apologies. Maggard out in the field tonight. I thought he'd be behind the plate, so Dameron behind the plate. Maggard out in the field there. It's correction from earlier. Here's the 2-2. Outside, it's going to be 3-2 now. Full count mark.
Yeah, Dameron actually appealed that call to Maggard, and Maggard made the call that she did not go around.
I'm instructed, I may want to mention, we thought that the
Stamper looking right here. Going. Here we go. Popped up infield. Cook going to call for it and gets hit. Whoa, it was close. Great eyes there by Cook, and now 2 outs for the Lady Cougars. Huge there.
And that was a big play. I noticed all the other Lady Cougars kind of stayed back out of her way.
Sorry there, my apologies. 2 outs on the Lady Pirates. And now we got up the bat, Miss Vipperman. That's going to be hit over the 3rd. Oh, and Vipperman gets on. Wow. Vipperman, 1 of 2. Now do you consider that an error as well too, Mark? And I agree. Yeah, just another error. 3 now for the Lady Cougars.
I know why they kind of there against Stamper on the plate. Her dad's the one in front of the scoreboard.
Miss Myra Bevins up the bat. Myra Bevins, tongue tied there. 1-2. So Belfry looking to get another run here possibly on 2 outs. Stamper looking to get out of the inning. Strike. Good call there. 1-1 your count. Down the middle. See what Stamper draws up here. It's going to be a strike. 1-2 the count now.
Stamper's going to come back and get her right here and close out the inning with a K.
Here we go. Taking her time. Here's the pitch. Make that a ball. 2-2 the count.
Again, she just made sure she didn't give her anything good to hit, but you could tell that was going to be outside.
swing, full count. Or I'm sorry, pitch. Let's say full count now. 3-2. See what Stamper draws up here. And outside takes the base, so that's going to be runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Next up, number 4.
And now at the bat will be Myra Bevins, one of 2 tonight. Yeah, Bevins at the top of the order here. Popped it up right in the left gap there, and that's going to bring in a run. Balls fumbled there a little bit, and that's going to bring home none other than she scored one earlier. Check that out. See, no, Vipperman, that's her first. It's her first run of the game there, as now we got runners on first and second again. So Mark Stamper going to find a way to get out of this.
Yeah, the Lady Pirates might want to lay down now. That's for sure. They're coming after them, trying to get back in this game.
Here we go. Pitch, strike, 0-1 the count. Lexi Bevins up to bat right now. I'm sorry, check that. Not Lexi, but Molly Vaughn. Pitcher. Or no, check that. My apologies. Again, I got lost here. It's actually Atkins. Laura Atkins up to bat.
Stamper jumped in 0-2 in the count to her, so.
See what happens here on the 0-2. Runners on first and second. Popped up and out of play.
That was a good high pitch. It made her reach for it, but she was able to get a piece of it. So Atkins going to be a tough out at the plate.
Got her. Struck her out. Go to the bottom of the fourth. 5-3 Cougars.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
5-3 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Back-to-back innings where the Belfry Lady Pirates have added a total of 3 runs, 2 there in the third, 1 here in the fourth. Letcher Central had a runner, left Richardson on base there at the end of the third, bottom of the third. And now Letcher Central looking to respond to these 3 straight runs by the Lady Pirates here in the bottom of the fourth.
And like I said, this ball game is far from over. 5-3, anything can still happen, and the Cougars want to add to their lead, I'm sure.
5-3 your score here, and we got overcast here tonight, or we got an overcast here tonight. Had a sunny day earlier, now on the overcast, and Lady Cougars looking to respond here, Mark Young.
Yeah, you got 9-1-2 up, so Addison, Collier, Scarlett, Stamper, and Emma Powell. Cougars this inning.
Collier 1 of 1 tonight.
right
at the
back
plate.
around the top of the lineup.
Leading off, number 11,
Stamper,
Addison
and
Collier.
Patrick. This may be one of those games you about need to score something every inning.
Here we go.
Bam comes to the plate. Oh,
Popped it up deep right. That's going to drop, and it's going to be a hit. Let's see if Collier can make it to second. The bullet throw there, safe, and a double. Excellent run there by Collier, and now the Lady Cougars back in business to try to add a run on as we go to the top of the order with Stamper.
Next up, number
Yeah,
1.
that throw from outfield made that play a lot closer than what it looked like it was going to be. I mean, she just threw a shot from out there. But runner in scoring position with no outs. Cougars hoping to get some of these points back that they give up to the Lady Pirates.
High 1-0 the count.
That's what they did to us when we went over there and played them in football. We was up by about 14 that whole game, and they just kept hanging around.
That last pass to Speedy, don't it? 3 inches and he pulls that in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That was our record.
It was.
On the 1-0, here comes the pitch. Hit that 1-1, got Scarlett Stamper low there.
She took a good cut at it though. She didn't cheat herself.
Yep, had to do a breathing treatment at halftime.
Wow.
That's a man of the people out there.
Was that the game you got on?
Collier on second, looking to add a run here for the Lady Cougars. Strike like that. 1-2 count.
She just picked up the speed a notch right there and blew it by her. I mean, that was a whole different level of pitch than what she's been through.
Gunner looked like somebody playing out in the backyard, man.
On the 1-2.
Here comes the pitch.
Going to be fouled off to the right. Stays 1-2.
That changeup, Stamper got way around on it, pulled it foul. But that's the first person who's actually been patient enough to wait and put a stick on that changeup.
Cleveland at 4 a.m. had to turn around and wake up at 7. Where'd you visit that up there? Case Rescue. They said in the play.
Bomb taking her time, looking over at the coach to get the instructions. Coach Chapman. 1-2 count. There we go. It's alive. It's going to advance Collier to third. Stamper will be out at first. 2 up, 1 down for the Lady Cougars. Look up the bat for the Lady Cougars.
And that literally hit right above her hands there and wanted to be put out, but like you said, she did advance Collier over to third with 1 out, so the Cougars are hoping to at least get 1 back here with contact.
Pavlik 0-1 on the count there.
Pavlik tries to reach out and just touch Bunny, it looked like.
It's so hard as a defensive player to read that slap hitting like that. You can't tell if they're just going to drag Bunny or if they're really going to put something behind it.
Pavlik facing an 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Went for it there, 0-2.
Pavlik again on the run and bunt. Makes an attempt.
And now we have a time here. We'll take a quick break on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
5-3, bottom of the 4th. Collier on third. 0-2 count for Pavlik on 1 out. Belfry had called time to discuss stuff, and here comes the pitch from Baum. That's high. 1-2 the count. Smart there for Pavlik to not go after it, Mark.
Absolutely. You know, Baum was going to try to get him to go after a bad pitch and get a K there, so great patience on Pavlik's part.
Well, he shook the world. He destroyed Tennessee, too. here comes the 1-2.
Foul tip stays alive. Close.
You can always appreciate somebody that does that.
Yeah, it's important that she got a piece of that, but I barely could hear it up here, so she didn't get a lot of it, but enough to keep her alive.
But not it. They're going to have to do something. NCAA's going to have to do something.
It's the wild, wild west.
They're ruling.
See if Emma can click it again, like on that last pitch. Let's see what she does. She does just that. Richardson's going to stay, but Pavlik is going to be going to bring a run in. Let's see. Then Pavlik is safe at first. Wanted to make sure we got that. And Collier, makes it 6-3. Lady Cougars. RBI for Pavlik.
Yeah, that is just an example of the advantage of slap hitting with a left-hand batter. That extra 2 or 3 steps made the difference in that play. I mean, it shielded clean and made a nice throw, but just legged it out.
What a hit there by Katie Combs, deep in the right center. Combs is right behind Pavlik. They're trying to. And Pavlik gets the third there. And that's going to be second and third for the Lady Cougars. And Pavlik's going to come on home after the miscommunication there for the Lady Pirates. And now, Mark, they've responded to 2 of those runs they gave up 7-3 now.
Yeah, that was a nice shot by Katie Combs. Hit that ball in the gap out there. That's a nice double. I thought she was going to catch Pavlik before she got the second, though. She was trucking.
That ball was stung.
And she found Tommy Emma. She did. That got her out. Yep.
Lee up the bat for the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, she popped up the shorter last at bat.
0-1 the count, fouls left.
I agree with you. That brings up Kelsey.
She was way out in front of that, which we haven't seen a lot of batters way out in front of Tom's pitching tonight. I mean, she's bringing the heat pretty good, but she must have eased off a little there to change the speed.
Increases their lead to 4. Here's Bentley, ball low.
1-1 the count now.
1-1. We're the bottom of the 4th.
Largest lead for the Lady Cougars was at 5-0. The closest the Lady Pirates had it 5-3. Now the Cougars have extended it back out to 7-3, a 4-run lead. See what happens here on the pitch to Bentley. Left field. Fields it. That's going to be the second out. Here's the throw to Combs. And that's a double play. And we have played for 7-3, top of the 5th, back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
We go to the top of the 5th. 7-3 your score here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Letcher Central responds after trailing 5-3. Mark, your thoughts on their response?
I mean, getting those extra couple runs was a really big deal. I mean, they've only had 1 inning that they didn't score in, but in that inning, the Pirates were able to score and close the gap a little bit, so they established their lead back out 7-3.
Fawn will be up the bat for the Lady Pirates.
Leading off, number 2, Molly Fawn.
Here we go. Stinker on the pitch. 0-1. Got the strike. Again, thank you for joining us on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Throughout our social medias, popped up, and Patton trying to chase it down, but it will be foul. Make that an 0-2 count.
just couldn't get all the way over there, but she probably ran a good 40 yards to try to get it under that one. She's staying a little closer to home this time out.
Steve checking on the 0-2, looking for another strikeout. Outside 1-2.
One ball, two strikes.
Not a bad place to miss. Try to get that batter to reach.
They won't go to Cleveland to college, I don't know. With a little hit
There we go, on the pitch.
Here comes one.
Popped up and gonna drop. Belfry, their third hit of the game. Bomb gets on base. And now coming up to bat will be Meade for the Lady Pirates.
I mean, that just kind of dropped in between infield and outfield. And, I mean, nothing you can really do about that. That's just a well-placed hit. They got a courtesy runner in for Baum.
Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a strike on the first one. 0-1 the count.
Got Bradley Williamson running as a mercy runner for the pitcher on first for the Lady Pirates.
And the next pitch, a little high, we'll make it 1-1 the count.
A lot of STEM schools down there. LMU, you know, is pretty close to the lake.
Nathan Bailey said he's gonna come down there and live with me.
Here we go.
Just to make sure I'm safe down there by the lake.
You know, Grayley Williamson's just an 8th grader. Mark Young out there on first, so the 8th grader getting good experience here, and that'll make the count 2-1.
Yeah, she's got long stride, looks like, so she's probably got some good speed by them using her in that position.
Swing, that's going to make it 2-2 your count. Off the miss.
When you guys played,
No outs just yet.
who was it who you're going to play out? Taylor County.
Here we go on the pitch. That's foul tip, keeps it alive and goes back.
Yeah, Meade's last at match, she actually hit the ball to second, hit pretty swift, so they get that 4-3 put out on her.
On the 2-2.
Here comes the 2-2.
Just outside, full count.
She wanted that one.
But you know, Trip, you know, you toot your horn, but I'm gonna say when
No
you
outs.
grill like I
Runner's going to go with the pitch.
you can't buy it nowhere. I mean, it's just corn. I get that. Everybody cooks the gas.
Here comes the pitch on the full count. That's high. Take your base. Runners on first and second now. Coming up the bat will be Baylor Hall.
Runners on first and second, no outs. This is exactly what the Lady Pirates did the last time in the third inning when they got 2 runs.
I told them one time, I said, the only thing that made that evolved is round and wide.
Comes the pitch. Popped up, out of play. 0-1 the count.
Baylor Hall fouled back.
See, that was always nice to Reds, except like that one time.
I thought that was going to hit on her steps over here, but evidently it cleared those.
That's always been real nice to them.
Most of
On the 0-1.
ground is the comes through.
Strike, 1-1 your count.
Here's the second pitch. She paints out.
I'm sorry, 0-2. My apologies.
0-2 quickly gets ahead.
This is one of the few times I've actually come up here and zero win. I mean, I'm kind of shocked by that.
Sort of felt like you needed to. Here's the pitch.
Popped up. Pavlik hustling towards it, but Colliers fields it, and that's a big out by the Letcher County Central Lady Cougars. Great defensive play there. We talked about how huge defense would be in this game on the plays, and the Lady Cougars needed that. Now Justice up to bat for the Lady Pirates.
That's one out, and like you said, that was a big play. Tigers went a long way out there and called Pavlik off at the last.
Swing on the outside, strike, 0-1 the count.
Yeah, she definitely chased after what I would call the ball there, but I mean, it was an afterthought.
Fouling out of play, 0-2 the count.
Much better swing that time. She got a piece of it and fouled it back. is a senior, and she's trying to hit the ball in behind the runners.
Got to play again, just a little further to the right this time. Stays 0-2.
She's keep it scooting it around. She'll get it in play there in a minute if the pattern follows.
On the mound the first time, and then the ground ball to the shortstop in the fourth.
That's going to be hit up shortstop. Smart to throw it to first to get that out, but runners advance to second and third. But the Lady Cougars get the out, and they needed that. So now, excuse me, sorry, up to bat now will be Maddie Bevins.
Yeah, you got ducks on the pond with 2 outs.
No pun intended, because Pond Creek up there in Belfry.
Bevins last at bat, she popped up.
Here's a wild pitch, and it's going to bring home Belfry's. That's safe. That's going to advance runners to third. And the score by the 8th grader, Williamson, and that makes it 7-4, Letcher Central.
Nice heads up base running.
So score that a while.
Pass by.
They was runners on second and third. When the pitch was made, it's 2 out in the inning. So
Nice slide there. 1-0 the count, 7-4 your score. Got her. 1-1 the count.
Maddie Bevins at the plate now.
That's something you Combs don't let many things get by her back there, so it's one of those things.
Just step around the pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count.
Again, man, Scarlett stayed on that outside corner.
Yeah, she was kind of off speed just a hair, just enough to make it different.
She's about out of the
Here we go. On the pitch. 2-2 outside. 2 outs, 2-2. Belfry with the runner on third, looking to add to that. Letcher Central looking to get out of the top inning with the strikeout or not here. On the pitch on the 2-2. It's full count now.
I've noticed most of the batters for the Pirates have moved up to the very front of the box. But her pitching on that outside is making it hard for them to get around where they're up so far.
Popped up infield. Combs going to call for it behind the plate and gets it. What a catch by Katie Combs. We played 4.5, 7-4, Letcher Central on top. Back shortly on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Not everybody likes being locked into a contract. That's why at Appalachian Wireless, they offer you advance pay. No contracts, no credit checks. And right now, get $50 off prepaid devices and get 10% off handset accessories. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or a retail store to find out more about advance pay. Keeping you connected on the region's best service. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Not everybody likes being locked into a contract. That's why at Appalachian Wireless, they offer you advance pay. No contracts, no credit checks. And right now, get $50 off prepaid devices and get 10% off handset accessories. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or a retail store to find out more about advance pay. Keeping you connected on the region's best service. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Bottom of the 5th we go. 9-3 on the hits, 3-1 on the air. 7-4 Letcher Central with the lead. Richardson up the bat for the Lady Cougars. It'll be Richardson, Hatton, and Bentley.
If you remember, Richardson's last at bat, she drilled one out deep in the gap for a stand-up double.
To reach their total of 7, here's the first pitch.
Strike on the first.
We got called strike. They held
0-2.
Boy, that screen way out in front on that.
Richardson has a quick bat, but she had a really quick trigger there.
Yeah, she seems inside. She was ready to turn on it.
Yeah.
She about could have swung at that twice.
Yeah, she hits the ball.
On the 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Got her strikeout. One out.
2 changeups in a row.
For the first out inning.
Hatton up to bat now for the Lady Cougars.
Next up, number 14, Anna Hatt.
One thing that's kind of impressive about these young ladies pitching, we're at the bottom of the 5th inning, and neither one of them has slowed down one iota. They both seem as fresh as they did when the game started.
Well, if you'll remember there at the beginning of the game, on the pitch here, strike 0-1 the count. Belfry switched up pitchers because Meade started off pitching the game, and then they switched it up to Fawn after the first inning. Or, sorry, check that second inning. Foul tip back, 0-2 the count. Hatton looking to get on base today. She struck out the first time. Was thrown out at first the last time. On the 0-2. Ball, make that 1-2 the count.
Hatton takes just, I guess it was outside. Gonna run the count from 1-2.
7-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Got her, struck out. Oh, go ahead, Mark. My bad. What were you going to say, brother?
I was just impressed with throwing it off speed, and then come back with a cannon and throw a bullet like that.
Sorry to step on you there, man. Was a little on that now. Pavlik 2 struck out 2 times tonight there. 0 of 3 total. And now up to bat will be Kaylee Bentley. Hatton had a big night the other night against Knott County Central. Bentley tonight struck out the last time at bat. 1-0.
Mom's pitching reminds me of a young lady that the Cougars had several years back. So, Randy Hensley, if you're listening, I've seen someone else that had just about as wicked as changeup as you.
Yeah.
On the 1-0. Strike 1-1.
Bentley, Cook, and Collier all had a hit. And then Pham blows down and strikes out Stanford and Pavlik before Katie.
7-4, bottom of the 5th. Thank you for joining us on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Letcher Central has yet to trail in this game on the swing and the miss, make it 1-2.
Since the 4-run second, they've outscored us 4-2. Getting 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. We got 2 last inning.
On the next pitch here, foul tip, still alive.
Bentley K'd up her last time at bat, but she got a double the first time at bat, so she's 1 for and 1 so far as her at bats.
Got her strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th. It stays 7-4. Letcher Central back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
As we go to the top of the 6th inning, Letcher County Central leading Belfry 7-4. Scarlett Stamper has pitched the whole game. Lady Cougars have given 3 errors up. Belfry 1. Stamper's only given up 3 hits, 4 runs for the Lady Pirates. As we said there, a grand slam earlier in the game really helped the Lady Cougars have a 5-0 lead. Now, if you're able to hear things a little more on the broadcast here, we had to open up one of the windows because there was a little bit of a glare coming through on the screen. So you're probably going to hear more crowd interaction here. Popped up, Lady Cougars calling for it. One up, one down. As Vipperman scored a run the last time, but Lady Pirates getting out there, or Lady Cougars getting out.
Carter
Huge.
made a nice
Next
catch
up,
there.
number 33, Lexi Bevins.
Lexi Bevins now up the bat for the Lady Pirates. Fouls out of play, 0-1 the count. Lady Cougars have scored in all innings in this game, but the 5th and the 3rd. Lady Pirates the 1st and the 2nd. Make the count 1-1. Closest Belfry got it in the game after trailing 5-0 was 5-3. It's a strike, 1-2 the count. Outside, 2-2. On the pitch, 2-2. Make it full. Full count, 1 out. After a pop-up, the shortstop. The Cougars looking to get the second one. Struck her out. 2 outs now, down. You needed that if you're the Lady Cougars there, Mark.
Oh, absolutely. That was huge.
Next up, number 4,
To get the fly out to second baseman and then come back with a strikeout.
Back to the top of the order, Myra Bevins up the bat for the Lady Pirates. Here comes the pitch. Pops it up out of play. Might have been close to your truck that time, Mark, maybe. 0-1 the count.
It went a long way out through there, so let's hope.
Here we go. On the 0-1. Low, 1-1 your count. Here's the next pitch. Popped up, and it's going to drop. This will be a double here for Bevins. And now 2 outs for the Lady Pirates, and they've got 1 on second. See what they dial up here to try to get a run back that they lost earlier here to the Lady Cougars back a few innings ago. And up the bat now will be Laura Atkins.
Myra Bevins has had a great game. She's reached on base 3 out of her 4 bats.
Outside ball, 1-0 the count. Pitch. I'm going to make a correction there. It's going to be 2-0 the count. It's Alara Atkins, so my apologies there for saying Alara throughout the game. Alara Atkins. This plays third baseman and sophomore, or is a sophomore catcher, and that's going to keep her alive. That'll make the count 2-1. She also plays catcher and third base. She's had a really good game as catcher tonight. Hasn't let too many get by her. She's kept it in the home plate zone. 2-1 the count.
She's made contact.
That's going to be foul and make it 2-2.
She's hit it right to the Cougars, so she's really struggled as far as getting on base, but she's not struggled making contact.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. They did not count that last one as an error, so 4 hits for the Lady Pirates when they got on base. Here we go on the 2-2. Out of play. Staying alive, though. Makes it 2-2 still.
Yeah, back to what you were talking about on that play. It was tailing away from Havlin. She made a dive after it. She caught one earlier that way, but that one she just couldn't come up with. That was just a shot.
the pitch on the 2-2. Full count. See what happens.
I'm sure Stamper wants to come back and get her right here, but she don't want to serve it right down the middle because first base is open and it won't hurt you.
Popped up in play. And that's the third out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 7-4 on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Lady Cougars lead it.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Lady Cougars still clinging to a 3-run lead here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Thank you for joining us through all of our social media platforms. And Letcher's pretty much led the whole game. Mark, closest Belfry's been able to get it was at 5-3.
Yeah, they started off scoring in the first inning there and just got the one, but they come back with that big grand slam after that and jumped out to that big lead and really never looked back. But
so they warm up a little.
One of the things I didn't realize it at first until I started thinking about it. Last inning up, when Mom was pitching to the Lady Cougars, she actually struck the side out, 1, 2, 3. And that's the first time I've witnessed that in quite a while, where the pitcher had 3 Ks in the same inning in order.
As top of the order, I couldn't really see there. Mark, you normally have a better eye than I do for that, and so just go ahead and say who's up there. As I think that's Scarlett, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's going to be Cook.
Yeah, we're 8, 9, and 1. Myra Cook is up at the plate.
Be 0-1 the count, strike right down the middle.
Mom's not wasting many pitches. She's putting it in there and forcing them to put a bat on it.
0-2 the count on the swing.
Again, she pulls that off-speed pitch, and it's just nasty.
On the 0-2, here comes the pitch. Struck her out, 1 down.
That's 4 Ks in a row for Fawn.
Now, Addison Collier, she has a run in this game, 2 for 2. See if she can get on base here for the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, that last one, she stroked it through the gap in the middle for a stand-up open.
Comes the pitch. All on the first one. 1-0 count. Here comes the next pitch. Oh, nearly hit her. Gonna say strike. 1-1 the count.
Came back with a good fastball there.
Alive to the third base. Here's the throw and out. Collier, the first time tonight, not getting on base, 2-3. And now, Scarlett Stamper up to bat for the Lady Cougars, top of the order.
Next up, number 1, Scarlett Stamper.
Lady Cougars in the bottom of the 6th.
Scarlett looking for her second hit of the day.
Strike 0 on the count right down the middle.
She single scored in the first.
She's using more of her changeups now to set up that fastball. I mean, deadly
The
combination.
Corner boys, I'll tell you that when you coach them. I didn't know that for a long time in my life. You showed them.
On the 0-1 with 2 outs. Stamp it. And she's going to get on base. Cougars needed that. Give them 10 hits in the game.
I mean, that was just a shot straight back up the middle.
Now batting number 5,
Lady Cougars needed to try to get something started here in the bottom of the 6th.
Emma Pavlik up to bat for the Lady Cougars.
See if they can get a 2-out rally started, get some more runs.
Here we go on a pitch. 1-0.
I think it's proven girl with a poor fashion. Emma had 2 hits today.
Yeah, Pavlik's 2 for 3 at the plate so far today.
Has a run in the game.
Alma stranded on third in the first inning.
On the 1-0. 2-0.
Seen a lot of respect from both these clubs. There's nobody tried to steal a base tonight.
If she was to get good wood on it, she may have it inside the park.
On the 2-0. That's going to be foul, or looked like it was going to be fair, but then went foul, so it'll make it 2-1.
Being able to drag it down the line, if she can deaden it enough where it's behind her, she'll get on with her speed.
Keep getting the ace that you need one to if there's something going on. Yeah, you gotta watch. Yeah. Oh, 2-1's the count.
Here we go on the 2-1. Stamper hanging out at first. Pavlik, can she make it in time? Going to be out. We have played 6 and we go to the top of the 7th. 7-4. Letcher Central on top. Back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Go to the top of the 7th, 7-4. The Lady Cougars lead it over the Lady Pirates. Hit the Letcher County Central Lady Cougars hold on to win in the top of this inning. This will be Scarlett Stamper's 6th win of the season. She'll go to 6-7 as a pitcher, and mark be pretty huge because the Lady Cougars lead it 12-6 overall in the series against the Lady Pirates. So looking for number 13 against them, and that would be huge for Belfry. Although trying to spoil the party, take it to extra innings. We'll see what happens on the first pitch. And that's going to be a line hit there out to the left. And on base there is Fahm, who's been pitching well tonight. Just the 5th hit for Belfry in the game. And what a way to start the inning for the Lady Pirates, Mark.
That's her.
Next up, number 5,
4 bats. That's her 3rd time reaching base. So.
And Williamson will be the runner for Fahm. And up to bat now will be Meade for the Lady Pirates. Foul tip back, 0-1 count.
Williams back in the field. Pinch running for Fom actually scored for them in the field, and that's where they got their one run.
On the 0-1. Doesn't go for it, makes that 1-1 your count. Williamson going to try to get the second. Need trying to get some momentum going for the Lady Pirates. Good call there, strike right down the middle, 1-2 the count. Stamper looking to get the strikeout on this pitch. Here we go on the 1-2. Here's the pitch. Struck her out, one down. Huge there for the Lady Cougars. And now coming up the bat will be Baylor Hall.
Yeah, Stamper helped herself really well right there with that K. That's 6 for her tonight she's had so far.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. 5 strikes away from ending this one, Lady Cougars. Lady Pirates trying to keep it alive, though. See what happens here. High, it's going to be 1-1.
Yeah, the Lady Cougars just need to ignore the base runner and get 2 outs. Hack this one in.
2-1 the count now. Low on the pitch. See what Hall can do here on Stamper's pitch. For the K, here's the pitch. Popped up infield. What a catch by Collier to now 2 down. 1 more out away from the Lady Cougars getting back to 500 on the season.
That's great communication there by the infielders because they were all coming in and Collier kept calling it until everyone backed off and let her have it. Nice play.
Justice up to bat for the Lady Pirates.
Lady Cougars are 1 out away from the W.
1-0 the count. Eyeball. On the 1-0. Pops it up, and Collier will grab it, and that will be out. Belfry will go to 7-6 on the season. Letcher County Central will move to 500, 10-10. All smiles on the face for the Lady Cougars as they win this one 7-4. We'll be back in just a moment on Bluegrass Sports Network.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
And we're back here at Cougar Field. Just do a recap of the ball game really quick. The Lady Cougars have ended up with a 7-4 victory over the Lady Pirates of Belfry. In the first inning, the Cougars were able to get one run and take the lead to start with. And in the bottom of the second, Skitty Combs was able to hit a grand slam for 4 more runs for the Cougars for the 5-0 lead. In the third inning, however, the Lady Pirates got 2 of those runs back and was able to shut the Lady Cougars down. In the fourth inning, the Lady Pirates scored another run and made it 5-3 ball game. In the bottom of that inning, the Cougars scored 2 back and made it 7-3. Top of the field, the Lady Pirates added 1 more to make it 7-4. And from then on out, it was zeros on the board for both teams, and the final score ended up being 7-4. We want to really take a few minutes to just make sure that we mention that both of these teams played a very good game. They were very well coached, you could tell, made very few errors. So we're going to step away for a couple minutes and see if we can get an interview with some of these young ladies. And we'll be right back. Bluegrass Sports.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.
Alright, and we're back here at Cougar Field with Miss Scarlett Scamps, the winning pitcher. Scarlett, how did you feel about tonight's game?
I thought it was good. It was a really fun game. You know, we came out first inning, scored one run, so that was, we were like, okay. And then the second inning, Katie hit that grand slam, and we were just moving from then.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed, you got 6 Ks tonight. I mean, you did do a statue job out on the ground yourself.
Thank you.
How does it feel to get back to 500?
It feels great. Am I back to 500?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, we're back to 500 as a team, and one of the things that was really cool, I know the other night when you guys played, Coach Perkins was here, you guys had a big win, and you come back tonight and gave him another big win back-to-back.
Yeah.
It had to feel pretty good to you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just, everyone always talks about, like, last year how we went on that big 17-game streak, and we just keep hearing that over and over, but this is a completely new year. We're starting from scratch. We're not letting that bother us. We got off to like 1-5 maybe, but we still, nobody really pays attention to the record. We're paying attention to our play, you know, because we're playing good teams and we're just going out there and doing the best we can.
You know, you want to improve as the year goes along, and that's one of the things that y'all talked about in the interviews before about cleaning up your errors and stuff, but at the same time, it only counts for postseason.
Exactly. That's what we've been talking about, like, recently. We're just like, right now, yes, we want to win, but does it really matter until June, whenever region starts? No, we're just working for then.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Shout out to my mom. She's at my brother's game, so she can't come. So shout out to her.
I do know, as a parent, if it's hard when you've got kids that sing 2 or 3 different things, it's hard to be able to
Oh, yeah, it is. Especially, like, he's playing baseball, so they're everywhere. She's missing his game, she's missing mine. It's just, they switch.
Right.
You know.
I understand it completely. Anyway, I want to congratulate you and see if we can get some of these teammates down here to come over and talk to us.
Thank
we'll
you.
be right back on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
I got to second base.
Now let me tell you something. It barely cleared, but you got every bit of that because that flag was just what it is right now. It wasn't moving at all. And I mean, that was a shot. And it was so cool because you could tell that you was digging. I don't know, did you even see what it did out there?
No, I had no idea.
It actually hit right dead center on top of the yellow and went on over.
Oh, I barely made it.
Oh, but no, like I said, you got it all because there was no wind involved at all. But I know you've hit a couple of dingers before, but have you ever hit a grand slam before?
Nope, never.
I mean, well, cool. That's congratulations. I'm glad I was here to be able to see that. So, what's your thoughts on tonight's game other than the big grand slam?
I think we did really good tonight. We hit a lot better than we have been. I think we always, well, I think we always in like a good mood tonight, and so we all played as a team, and we did really good together.
Well, you definitely faced some of the better pitching that I've seen y'all face against. Her changeup, what do you think about her changeup when she threw that slow pitch?
Well, thankfully she didn't throw me any, so I don't really know.
She had a nasty changeup, and I was really impressed that you guys could hit the ball as much as you did. Got several hits as a team. And like I said, she would throw that change up and then come back with probably some of the fastest pitching that y'all have faced this year. I know you see some great pitching in Myrtle Beach because we always did when we were down there, but have you seen anybody throw any harder than her?
That's about, I think, maybe East Side. East Side's pretty crazy, but it's about even. It's pretty fast.
So that brings you guys up to 500 for the season, and so what's your thoughts from here going forward?
I hope we continue to play good like we are right now. I think we're getting the hang of it. We was kind of in like a slump, I guess. I think we're starting to play together now. So.
One of the things that Scarlett brought to my attention was that right now they were concerned as much with your record as improving and getting ready for the postseason. So I'm excited to watch you guys progress as it goes along, and congratulations again on your Grand Slam. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You got any shout-outs you want to give to anybody? You go.
All my teammates and my mom and dad, my mama and papa in the stands here, coaches, everybody.
All righty. And Katie, I really appreciate you coming up and talking to us. Katie Combs with the Grand Slam tonight for a big part of the win for the Lady Cougars. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on Cougars Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
7-4, Letcher County Central gets the big win over Belfry. We want to thank all of our sponsors tonight: Double Quick, Appalachian Wireless, ARH Orthopedics, and ARH HCTC, Kemper Furniture. Thank you all, and the Buckhorns Children Foundation. We want to thank you so much for letting us bring these games to you. And Letcher County Central goes back to 500. Belfry, one game over 500. Hard to believe the Lady Cougars have played 20 games. Next game will be 21. They have a doubleheader next week against Cordia. It's going to be a district game, something to watch, but I believe we have our next broadcast on here in possibly 2 weeks. Mark, you probably know the date, not too sure on it, but it's going to be a big game regardless. I think it's the 29th, correct?
Yeah, 28th or 29th one. I know it's changed, so I'll have to.
Yeah, that'll be another district game for the Lady Cougars, so they'll need those, or they've already beaten Knott County Central this season. And Mark, your closing thoughts on tonight's game? Good interviews, by the way. You know what, real quick, while we got him, why don't we just really fast, because the big win. Mark, I'm going to turn it over here to you and Coach Jay Perkins. Go ahead, Coach.
We're not sure if we're broadcasting or not.
Coach, congratulations on a great win.
It was a good win. I was just talking to Scarlett's dad, and we just got to work on these errors because we give up 300 runs. But we're right there. You know, we're back at 500 now, so we're just gonna keep grinding it out. And, you know, about this time last year, the same time, our stats are about the same. So, you know, we've got several games coming up, and we're just trying to get better every game and get ready for the regional tournament. That's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what both those young ladies I just interviewed said, that they were excited about getting better and getting a better record, but it didn't really matter to them until playoff time.
That's it. I mean, you know, that's been our goal. You know, everybody's talked about the run we had last year, and I told them, I said that was last year's team, and it was a great run. But I mean, you know, it's time to have a run with this ball club, and they're a good little ball club. I mean, who would have thought Katie Combs was going to hit a grand slam? You know, that little kid's got so much power. People really underestimate. And if you really paid attention, they would thought she was going to bunt.
Yeah, they had cheated in.
She drove it.
And the flag was just like it is right now, Coach. There was zero wind at all when she hit that ball.
No wind, and you know, she's just a great kid. And you know, we got a bunch of great kids on our team. And Scarlett and Stamper pitched a great game tonight. I mean, she really did. The Maverick was calling the pitches, and he's doing a great job for us. Skipper Nance has gone over to African Hunt. He'll be back here in a week. But I mean, we're just proud of our team. You know, what about our little seventh grader? You know, first time I've ever had a seventh grader start, and you know, it's because Kara's hurt. But I mean, she's come in and done a good job. She made a big hit, you know, it was right over the second baseman tonight, and she's just playing her little rear end off. And, really proud of her, but proud of all of them. You know, Addison had a little error here, but look what she done the rest of the game. She didn't miss a ball, you know. And, they all are learning. I'm still learning, you know, and that's what it's all about. I'm just really proud of our little ball club right now, and a lot of people's got us counted out in the region, and it's whatever, you know, because we're just getting better, and we're just trying to get ready for the region, and that's all that matters to us is getting ready for the region and playing one game at a time. That's what we do. So.
Yeah, one game and one out at a time, because you know as well as I do, this game is not over until the last out is made.
That's exactly right. I mean, you know, I've been in situations before, you know, over the years we've had 2 outs and come back and win a ball game. You know, just some big hits and come back and win ball games. So we're just grinding it out and doing the things we need to do. Wednesday's normally our practice day, and we worked on hitting yesterday. And I had a little trip with them, and I said, close your eyes. And it was actually Scarlett down at the football field. And I said, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to try to hit this ball. And of course, she didn't hit it. And I said, girls, that's the thing about hitting. You have to see the ball to hit. You know, if you don't see it, you're never going to hit it. And if your head's here looking at me and your bat's going, you never have seen the ball. So, but we're trying to learn. And, you know, I got a young team too, you know. Bunch of kids stepped up, and we got 2 seniors, only 1 senior playing right now. But hopefully we'll be there at the end. You know, that's all we can do. You know.
One of the things that Anthony and I have commented on several times this year is how patient they are at the plate. They're aggressive. If the ball's in there, they're going to put a bat on it or try to. But they're real patient. They don't chase after any bad pitches.
And that's what we've been working on. You know, pitch selection. You know, that's what we tell them. You know. Don't swing nothing over your head or nothing in the dirt, and they're improving. You know, we got a way to go. I think they need to be better, but we're just working one game at a time and working in practice. And the girls got good attitude. That's a big thing. This team's got a really good attitude, and they know what the goal is, and that's to get to the region, which we'll get there, and it's to win. You know, it's all about not making errors. You know, because an error can make you lose a ball game. I mean. 2 years ago up here with Perry, I mean, we catch one ball, we win that region, you know. And I think about that because, you know, you always think about things that happen, but I mean, we're just trying to get better and taking one game. And I got a good little ball club, and you know, and we're gonna come to play, you know. That's about it.
That's the best you can do. But anyway, thanks again for coming up talking to us. Thank you for the hospitality that you've shown us up here in the booth. And congratulations on 2 big wins back to back.
Well, you talk about hospitality. We're Mountain Strong here, so we take care of our own. And you guys have always been here. I mean, you've been here since I started coaching. You was one of the assistant coaches. And, you know, I learned a lot from Bumper and you, and they gave me the job, and it's been an up and down ride, but, you know, we just get better.
I don't know if you remember or not, but you and I was one rode the bus to the first trip to the motivation.
We sure did. We sure did. We sure did.
Bumper followed behind us with his family.
We sure did. But, you know, thanks for having you all and all the support y'all give the Lady Cougars. I mean, it's just a big time for me. Big time for me. You know, this is great all the way around. You know, hopefully the people out there in the county realize what they have up here. We got a lot of good girls to be proud of.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think this county backs the youth and what they do a lot. And like you said, we're mountain strong. And when we had all the floods and all the issues, and these young people really stepped up and did a lot. It showed their character. And,
you know, I'm going to brag on their pitcher. You know, she's probably the best pitcher in the 15th region. And, you know, we had 10 hits off her tonight.
Yeah, she had 9 strikeouts. I mean, so she was, and that changeup
was nasty.
Was nasty. Reminded me of Raimi Hensley.
Yes. She had it, you know, and she locked us up there several times, you know. And normally a pitcher don't lose having 9 strikeouts in a ball game, if you think about it. You know, we just got on her, and, you know, we hit the ball good tonight. And, you know, like I said, she's only a sophomore. She's got 2 more years to pitch for them. And she's going better. She is statistically the best pitcher up there. And she just does a great job. And Ryan, he's a great coach at Belfry. We've always had a good relationship. I mean, there's never been a time I can't call him, hey, you want to play? He'll come here or I'll go there, and that's the kind of relationship I try to have with some of these coaches. And, you know, because, you know, you can always get a good game and, you know, good competition. That's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole time that we played against Belfry, even back when we first started coaching together and stuff, one of the things that we could always count on when we went to Belfry, it was always going to be a tough ball game.
It's always a tough ball game. It's just like football. You go to Belfry, you know what they're going to do. They're going to be physical. They're going to run the football at you. And like I told my girls, I said, if you're coming down the baseline and you're in the way, they'll run you over. That's why Belfry's taught, you know, for their softball. So, but kudos to our team tonight, and you know, we done what we need to do to win a ball game. And I'm just glad, and you know, I had a lot of stuff happen with my family here last little bit, and you know, it's been a hard few weeks, and we're getting through it. And the girls took care of my wife tonight, and that was really a big thing. And I told my wife, I said, I didn't have nothing to do with it. She didn't, and I was like, maybe I didn't. I swear I didn't. It was our kids, because they love her. They love my wife. And, you know, my wife's good to a lot of people, and I guess I'm a lucky man to have her.
I have to agree with you on that.
But I appreciate you all, and you know, we'll see.
Real quick, one final question. Do you have a timetable maybe when Kara Hogan's going to come back?
I don't know. I'm hoping to get her back at least the second week of May. And if that's the case, then that gives her probably 7 or 8 regular season games, and then go into the district. And there's at least 2 games there, and then you know, hopefully she's healthy. That's our main thing. We make sure her health is good, because we don't want that to tear her any worse. You know, because she's got a lifetime to live. But that's we don't want her hurt, and we just want her healthy. And you know, right now Ramirez stepped in here for us, and she's doing a decent job for us, and she's doing a really good job for hitting. I mean, I think she's batting 340, so that's pretty big as a 7th grader. And I'd be happy to have Holcomb back, but you know, she's in right now. But she's really working hard, and you know, every time I look at her, you know, I feel bad because you know, she's senior year and she's not been able to play. But her parents are such good people, and her sister played for me, which is a great ball player, you know, and I don't know how many sets of sisters this is now, but that's come through my program that I've had. So it's really good to have the Holcombs here, and you know, hopefully she'll get back in May and be there when it counts. So hopefully we get that ride, you know, back down to the baseline. So that's what we're working on. I appreciate you fellas, and thank you all for coming up.
I appreciate it, Coach. This is Coach Jay Perkins, and we'll be going back with closing thoughts and just one moment for listening to the Cougars Sports Coach.
Get up to $600 off select devices, and that makes this the season of saving and upgrading with Appalachian Wireless. Get up to $600 off select devices with a new or renewed line on any Appalachian Advantage unlimited plan. This selection is amazing, so just visit your favorite Appalachian Wireless location or AppalachianWireless.com for devices, terms, and conditions. It's the season of saving because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
7-4. Whoa. I realized I still had the camera on. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put it back on the field. But no, it's all good. 7-4. You know, we heard from Katie. We heard from Scarlett. We heard from Coach Jay Perkins. And Mark, something I forgot to say earlier today or in the broadcast, but so good to see Donna out there tonight, and their continued thoughts and prayers with the family, and Coach Jay back up here. But we said it. I mean, when you look at with him keeping the grounds, her doing all the concession, the food, you know, he really is the head of the team, and I think she's the heart and soul. And you got to have, when it comes to that duo, having that as, you know, the wife being involved just as much as the coach, because sometimes you don't see that as much anymore. And to have that, that also makes this program at Letcher County Central special. And we saw it with Bumper and his late lovely wife, Miss Carolyn. And you see that in Letcher County and other schools with some involved, but sometimes it's very rare. And to have that and to see the people rally around Coach and Donna, just powerful. And for them to get not only this win, but the win against Breathitt County the other night, the program's going in the right direction. They've had the tough competition, as we've noted several times. It's hard to believe we're already, who knows, I think a month or so now. It's not too far from the district and regional play, and it's going by so fast. It always goes by so fast, baseball and softball. But if they keep playing the way they played tonight, and Belfry's a tough 15th region team. They're right up there with Lawrence County. I don't know how well Lawrence is doing this year, but over the last few years, they've been a power. You throw Pikeville, Pike Central in there. But a good win here tonight for the Lady Cougars. And now they've got to turn around and do, I think they got to focus on Cordia and Jenkins. You know, you got to get those wins. And just to get that 1 seed in the district. And, yeah, just in my final thoughts, I like what they're doing. I like where they're going. You know, you hope you get Holcomb back her senior year, that veteran leadership, but Cook has really stepped it up and done really well for a young 7th grader. She's got a long time to go, long career, barring there being no injuries. But these Lady Cougars are getting it together slowly. It's starting to come together. And that's what happens after you play some of the teams they've played. And I'm sure if you were to ask Coach Perkins, he'd love to have that Hazard game back from the first game. But you learn from it. And that's a potential, maybe, regional matchup, because I don't believe the two teams play anymore this season. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they do from what I saw. Coach Keith Combs has got it going really well there at Hazard, and you never know what Bobby Ratliff's going to draw up at Perry Central. He's always there in the hunt. And Wolfe County, I mean, Wolfe County beat this Belfry team 7-6, and they're always I've kind of called them one of the teams in the 14th that can kind of be, along with Estill, a thorn in your side with any team. And so it's going to be really interesting to see what these Lady Cougars do. I'm excited. I mean, you're excited. We're all excited that they're winning here and just learning and growing and going through the steps of the process. And that's why you play these games. And you and I both know very well that record doesn't really matter to Coach Perkins as long as his team is advancing and doing well and learning and growing. Yes, a win is nice, but one of the first things he said to me when we were walking up the steps tonight, coming up here, is he said, "Congrats on the win, Coach." And he said, "Yeah, those errors." But it's going to get there. It's going to work. He's been at this game for so long, and I just think that definitely Cougar fans, get out here and support your Lady Cougars. This softball team, they're putting on a good show. They're working hard, and need Cougar Nation to get behind them. And I know it's kind of difficult right now with prom season coming up. Got Easter this weekend, Good Friday tomorrow. All these different things going on right now. Preparing for, I think I said prom, but preparing for the end of the year. All these trips, but get out and support the softball team. Get out and support the baseball team, and just show Cougar Nation. Just show that spirit that you show to us during football, basketball season, or to the whole school, and get out here and support them. They need it.
Absolutely, and like I said, one of the things that I'm really impressed with is the mentality that these girls have. We're going to do the best we can to get better each play, and that's all you ask for.
That's all you can. For Mark Young, I'm Anthony Versalia. Everyone have a great night. God bless. Have a happy Easter weekend. Until next time, you've been watching Lady Cougar Sports on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Good night, everyone.
That's more important than any softball.
I'll take the Noah's basket. Only at your local Double Quick.